What's going on, people? So, you know what I was just thinking about a second ago? It's like, I bought a pair of Pumas throughout like so many years of buying shoes, right? And did that review 2021, early 2021, right? I want to say February, maybe, possibly March. Either way, long time ago, right? Didn't buy another pair basically ever until like 3 weeks ago or something, because I picked up these. Remember these, right? The PlayStation ones, picked up those. And then, of course, got these, right? So it's like I bought like three in like 3 years, whereas it took me like basically 40 or something to buy the first one. So kind of weird, right? But either way, here's the thing. Where's the box thing? And there it is, side of the box and all that good stuff for you, right? So you got a little label down there with old Puma Cat and everything, right? So we're going to talk about this box real quick because it's kind of cool looking. Down here, well, up here, I should say, on the top, that's what's going on up there. Little picture of, I assume these are people from Dazed and Confused. I never saw the movie, so who really knows? On the side of the box over here, you got that kind of a little label situation happening there. And if we switch around to the opposite side, that's what's going on there, right? I'm not sure what that is, because again, haven't seen the movie, so whatever. Backside is pretty plain, not a whole lot happening over there. And you already saw the other piece, though. Down here on the bottom, these often have a sizing chart on there or whatever, so there's that for you, right? Give you an idea of what you should do if you're wondering about size conversions and such. So, past that, let's see if it's on the inside. Yeah, fairly plain, but Puma Cat with like the Dazed and Confused. So, there's that for you. Alright, we can move on past that. That's why I had this thing out, so I could talk about it just a wee bit. Now the box doesn't even want to go back on there. Actually, you know what? You can't close a box that's already closed. Didn't realize it was already down. So either way, let's go ahead and jump on into these things and all that good stuff. So, let's hit that there. This right here is the Puma Suede Dazed and Confused. I feel like there was some other stuff that I could have said in that dead space there, but I just thought to myself, like, is this really it? Maybe. Who knows? Down here across the bottom, though, what you're looking at down there, that's going to be the bottom of the shoe, standard gum bottom outsole that you see on a lot of stuff, but it's really cool looking, right? Right? Anyways, let's get another slight view of that, right? So from the side, you can kind of still see it, right? It's all the same color and all that good stuff. Very nice. I do like it a fair amount. But to some extent, I'm pretty easy to please, so maybe that's on me. But either way, that's what's happening down there. Now, as we look at these from a higher angle and whatnot, there's some stuff going on here, right? It's still fairly easy to take it all in, but I'm going to knock out some close-up shots and talk about some things and whatnot, give you a better idea of what all you're looking at. But at least for right now, you can see these things and look at them, oh, wow, that's kind of cool, or maybe I'm not into this. Whatever your thought is, doesn't much matter. But if you're not liking them, I mean, you can always just leave. You don't have to watch the video, right? So either way, so let's go ahead and jump on into the details and such, right? Down there on the toe box area, right? What you're looking at here is some kind of plasticky, leathery feeling, right? It's like it looks like leather from the look of it, but it feels like cheap. So there is that. But I do like the little stuff they have engraved into it. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of cool looking, color-wise and everything. And then as we move back, you see a lot of blue suede on these, right? It's kind of a darker blue or whatever, maybe navy, I don't know. So you got that, and then even on this little Puma line thing here on the side, that's still going to be all the same suede and stuff, right? As one would expect. And now, as you look deeper in there, you might see like the yellow lines and stuff, right? It's pretty easy to see that. That's going to be on both sides in case you were curious and whatnot. Now you don't have to be. So let's jump back over here, back to the outside. Like I was saying, that whole stuff that you had on the front, you still have that on the outside as well in the middle piece and all that, right? So it's kind of a cool design like I was saying. And then if you follow that all the way to the back over there, on this one you have a happy face, which means you should have a Puma Cat on the other one. Yeah, there you go, Puma Cat on the other one. So that's going to be that for the most part on the outside, but we're not quite done because there's still the lacing type area, and I have some things to say about the lacing type area. So let's do that first before I forget. I'm not thrilled with the way this came out, right? It makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh, well, if you have the strap thing, whatever, and you have laces, you can't have the laces all throughout, not all the time or whatever, Jordan 8s would disagree, obviously. But either way, so the way they do this is like, because you have this strap here, you see the laces kind of stop, right? So they stop lacing or whatever, and then you have to like, the laces are just like pulled all the way up here. And the reason I don't really care for that, right? And this is probably just a Tristan thing. I tend to tie my laces in the same way that laces usually come out of the box, which is this little slip tie thing where you just pull these and then they're untied. But it also like keeps them tied pretty good, so I like it. So yeah, trying to do that with these laces, which are like crazy thick, not the easiest thing to do. And given the fact that like you have like next to no lace to work with, wasn't really thrilled about that. So either way, that's a little rant of my own, but it probably might not even apply to a lot of people. In case you're wondering, the other laces that it comes with, they are about as thick, right? Got a little blue color going on in there. Yeah, so unlike like when I got these, I think the alternate laces that these came with were thicker, right? Whereas these are thinner. So that was nice, but this, whatever. Either way, getting back into like the review and stuff so you can make your own decision on how you want to feel. Down here in the front area, right, you got these blue laces going on here. As you can see, they're on the thicker end of the spectrum, right? And they do stop about halfway up, like I was just kind of rambling on about. And then they dip down behind here, just kind of routed through that piece. But at the top, on this one, it says living, as far as like the Velcro, the strap and all that. And this one says, you just gotta keep living, man. So I guess that's like a slogan from the movie. Again, I don't really know. But that's what's going on with that piece of it, right? And if we undo this just a wee bit here, so you can kind of see, I don't know why I'm doing this. Like I'm gonna cover it with a picture anyway. Got some designs on the top piece of the tongue. It's gonna be the same design on both, right? So they didn't really switch anything up. Bring that back down. And I guess that's the other thing. If you want to, you could leave your laces hanging below this, but then it's just kind of, it's just a weird setup. Either way, moving on to the back end of the tongue and whatnot, because that piece is kind of cool. Much like those towel shoes. Remember those towel shoes? I had those like a year or so ago, something like that. They have a little pocket in the back piece, right? So actually when I got the shoes and I was opening them, the laces were tucked into there, right? I wouldn't suggest it because that feels like it would be uncomfortable, in my mind. It feels like it wouldn't be great. But it's an option. And then on that, it does say something on the back of that tongue, which is why I should not have wrapped that back up. You cool, man? So I'm guessing that's something that is said also in the movie. So, but the way it's written, since there's no comma, it looks like it's saying like, you cool man, instead of like, you cool, comma, space, man, question mark. But either way, whatever it is, what it is. So that's what's happening there. Let's move on. This video's taking forever, Down there on the insole, you're seeing a pretty cool design, and I like it. It's on both of the shoes. It's not like one has one thing, the other has another. It's just going to be flipped, like, inverted on one, so that way it is what it is. And then it says Dazed and Confused down at the bottom. And the rest of the inside is pretty plain, but you probably picked up on the whole blue vibe from this being a very blue shoe. So there's that. We can move on now and do what? Personal thoughts piece. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Personal thoughts, right? Personally, these are pretty okay, right? They're not amazing to me, and maybe it's because I can't fully relate to them. But the thing is, I saw them, and I was like, oh, that could be something to have, maybe, but probably not, right? Because I just wasn't super into it. But then Puma was like, hey, here's a 20% off code because you bought something, and we want you to buy more stuff, and that'd be greatly appreciated. And I was like, well, I guess we're getting these Puma shoes because, you can't just be leaving money on the table, right? Got to spend money to save money. So I bought these shoes because I had a discount, right? And that's really the only reason. It seemed like it'd be a nice little piece to have just for random wears and such, whatever, whenever the situation comes around. But it just didn't really pull me in. And looking at them up close and stuff, now that I have them in hand and have gone over them, I mean, the details are kind of cool and everything. I'll give it that. But I would say this is a shoe for like the fans of the show or the movie, excuse me. For the average consumer, like I am, just like if you were just walking around and looking for a pair of shoes, I don't know that this would be one to just jump on. It's a decent look. It's not like visually unappealing, but at the same time, I've just got no stake in this to make me really care about it. So there's that, right? I mean, I feel like that's a factor. But all in all, I'm not gonna sit here and down talk them or whatever because it seems like it's executed in a fine way. And I think fans of the movie or whatever are the people that you should ask how they feel about these because again I'm just some random dude, right, that has not seen the movie and probably won't. Either way, nothing against it. I got a lot of stuff that I would like to watch and that just doesn't rank high enough for me to really see it as too likely to watch it. But either way, so that's going to be that. I'm going to give you some stuff to think about for the sizing, and that will be the end of this. So, sizing wise, right? I bought these in a 9.5 because Puma shoes tend to fit fine at a 9.5. I say it that way because it's not a great fit for everybody, I don't think, right? For me, I put my foot in here and it's like, there's like just enough room to put my foot in here, right? It's not uncomfortable or anything, but if my foot was like any bigger, this would probably not be working out so great. I mean, thinner socks or whatever, sure, that'll make up for it. But I'm just saying, right out of the box, putting these things on, your average person might want to think twice about going true to size. So if you have other Pumas, Puma Suedes that is, they all tend to fit in the same ballpark or whatever to me of the 3-4 pair that I have. So these are also a pretty common model, so you could just go try a pair on in a store and then just buy whatever size makes sense. But it could also be the materials. That could also vary a bit too from pair to pair. But either way, it's something to think about if you're going to buy a pair of these. Now, once you've got them on though, walking around in them, I would say they're actually not bad. And I was thinking like maybe I'm just thinking these aren't bad because I've been wearing what are those things? Those Grant Hills 2s this week or whatever. So I put on the other pair, like the PlayStation pair, and I said, oh no, this pair is not good. So these right here, these Dazed and Confused ones, because of this different midsole, they do feel a good deal better than the other Puma Suedes that I have. It wasn't just me feeling like maybe it's just a comparison thing. No, these are definitely like made better. So I do like that piece of it. It's still not something that I would say like I want to wear these all day when I'm going out and I'm going to be on my feet for like several hours. That case, no, I'm still going with most other things that I own. But it's better than your standard Puma Suede. So if you wore those and you were like, oh, these are fine for me, these will be even better. So you got something to look forward to if you pick them up. So do with that what you will. I have done my part, which is say some things. You've done your part, which is possibly listen to some things. So now we can go and do separate things, right? From me to you. Have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. What's next for me? Oh, some video about some Aniki runners. Remember the Aniki runner? Yeah, have some good memories of those. Later, people.